Oh my God.
Hey folks, we are back from Bike Fest. My God, my ears are bleeding. Hello? Colorado Kid, are you still there?
Little did everybody know that we had just had a 40-minute conversation before going live. Mark's like, we should go live. So I don't really have anything else to say at this point. So we should I'll see you guys later.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, I'm back. I made it.
Oh, this is awesome. Folks, we have Colorado Kid here in the chapel at SkyPark. We're live, folks. So this is the real Colorado Kid too. We actually had the budget this time and not get the stunt double.
Wait, who was it? I want to know. Was it Ryan Reynolds? Is that who you got? Like as the cheap off, the knockoff, or?
Yeah, it was the guy. Who's the guy that plays Ted Lasso?
Ted Lasso. Yeah, exactly.
Who's that guy? Jason something or another.
Jason Sudeikis.
Yes. Yeah. But we got the real deal, folks, in the house. So ask questions, ask away. Thank you so much for being here. This is crazy. We have a band outside. Bike Fest is going crazy. We're having a ton of fun out here. We just got done ripping some trails.
Sweet. Sweet, man. You guys are lucky. I was supposed to be doing a bunch of other stuff, and plans been all over the place. August was a wild month for me between Whistler for weeks and then Ecuador and all that stuff. So finally, back at home, getting caught up on everything. So it's I wish I was riding now.
Joey's playing a tiny violin.
Ooh, rough.
Yeah. What a rough month it was.
Yeah, wow, Whistler.
Man, tell us all about it. How was it? What were you doing there?
So the original, the Whistler side of the trip was originally scoped as I was a kind of a cameraman for Jess the Maker and Annika Beerton. They were both filming stuff for Specialized, and they kind of cut their budget for a camera person. So they reached out to me, hey, do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, of course, room and board paid for it. With Whistler, I'm done. I'm in. So that worked out great. Jess, of course, got in a car accident, so she wasn't able to make it. I was already road tripping up with the family because I got them involved in it. So we road tripped up the Oregon coastline and hung out near the ocean and did a bunch of really cool stuff. And then I got the kids doing their first downhill rides in Whistler. We did zip lines. We did all kinds of stuff with the family before they left. And then once they left and went back home to start school, I kind of focused on producing a lot of videos and editing, and Crankworks was going on. So it was the first time at Crankworks and doing all this. So it was really a great overall experience, going out there. And, yeah, I was busy. It was great. I really got a lot of stuff shot. It was amazing.
Dang. When you go on a trip like that, how much equipment are you taking out there?
I mean, I brought everything. Luckily, I drove, so it's you know how it is when you road trip. Same thing when we go to Sedona. It's I'd rather drive sometimes than fly because I could just bring whatever I want, and if I don't need it, I don't need it, but I have it, right? So, yeah, I had everything with me just in case I needed it.
Better to have it and not need it.
Yeah, exactly.
Not have it.
Exactly.
And we have a MTV Sheen Queen in the studio right next
Beautiful.
to me. She's also co-hosting.
Awesome.
They didn't lock the door.
I love it. I love it.
She's stuck in. We got Joey over here, and
it's okay. Even with gigabit internet, they freeze up occasionally. It's fine. I'll hold the fort down for just a moment while they're paused. But what cracks me up is that Kim's doesn't freeze when they freeze.
she paid extra for the good shots.
I almost thought they were pranking me. I think they're just screwing with us. They're just literally. Yeah, just doing one of those.
Mark does that a lot.
Yeah.
You know,
I can see it.
Yeah.
I know.
Is it the screen? Is it dark?
There's all these buttons over here.
Prankster.
Push.
I've been trying to get Mark to come up and ride Downeyville with me, but he doesn't want to come up here and visit me. I don't know why.
I gotta get up there. I know this guy Joey's been saying we gotta go to
You keep saying
Downeyville.
we're going and then we're not?
Yeah.
That trip is coming up though, isn't it?
I just go whenever. I might go tomorrow. The season, as it starts to cool down, we're getting towards the end. We're not the end of the season. It's still going to be hot for a while here in California, but it's funny how I discovered leaves on the ground yesterday, and I was like, oh, does that mean fall is here? It's coming. I was like, wow. So the funny part is after going full time and all this stuff, the only way I keep track of time now is when I have to get a haircut. I'm it's been about a month. I have no sense of time anymore, and so I'm the leaves are on the ground. I'm wait, it's fall now? What's happening? So this is kind of where I'm at, losing track of it all.
This is the good time. It's the good time to go ride Downeyville. Well, how would you say that Whistler and all that compares to a Downeyville? I mean, under the trees, some lone, but is it
Whistler's
different?
the king. Whistler's the king, the queen, the prince, the princess. It's everything all in one. The British Columbia area is truly spectacular. Like if you haven't been there, of course, everyone always says it's the place to go, and it is the Mecca for a reason. Like the park itself is purely incredible. Like there's more trails than you could possibly ride, and you want to session stuff, and you can do it, and you can even like my riding skill doubled by being out there for 2 weeks. Like that's how good that stuff is out there. Like just conquering feature after feature. And so like it, and then that doesn't even cover stuff that's outside the park, right? There's tons of trails outside the park. There's Squamish, there's the North Shore, and all that stuff's in the sea to sky area. It's like it's truly exceptional. Like you really like have to go, and you've got to really, if you want to do it right, allocate the right amount of time. I would say at least 2 weeks. You could do park, you could do outside, but of course cost is a thing, right? But at the end of the day, like if you haven't been up there, man, you'll understand why once you spend time there.
Yeah, I bet. I haven't ridden that Squamish area. That looks really fun. I've been in Whistler, but we did like 2 half days, and that was it. So that wasn't enough.
Yeah, you didn't even scratch the surface, basically. Like you could spend the first whole day just giving warm-up laps, and then like, yeah, I was doing like a lot of time at the park, and I still didn't like. I was checking every double black diamond tech line off and all this stuff, but there's still like a bunch of stuff I didn't hit, like for sure.
Dude, man, what kind of bike do you take for a trip like that?
I should have brought a downhill bike or something, man. I was using my Ripmo, and the Ripmo is great. Like it's the V3 Ripmo, so it's like 160 up front, like 147 in the rear or whatever. Like it was enough travel, but I'm also riding the chunkiest trails out there, so it's like, I probably could have I was keeping up with people on downhill bikes, so it shows like, if you're a good rider, you can cruise through that stuff. But it would have been nice to absorb some of the impacts for sure.
Oh God!
Your body made up for that suspension line.
Yeah, it sure did. It sure did. So did my head, and it took a couple impacts out there. Like, although the crash report is, I think I only had 3 total crashes out there, so that wasn't too bad.
That's a good crash report. That's not bad.
Over the course of 2 weeks or something, that's pretty good. I'll take it.
That's pretty good. There's some gnarly stuff out there from what I've seen. I only made it to is it Crank It Up and Seymour, and then A-Line, I think. That was about it. That was like the end of our 2 half
Mark.
days.
You didn't. Next time, come ride with me, man. I'll show you. I'll scare the hell out of you.
Oh my God! I'm gonna bring like a downhill bike with like bubble wrap.
Yeah, I'm talking like there's basically like there just doesn't seem to be any type of regulation when it comes to trail building out there, and they're like, it doesn't matter if it can kill you or not. We're just gonna put it in, and so like, and that stands for outside the park, dude. There he is. What's up, buddy? The Mockster's in the house.
Interrupt for 1 second.
Yeah.
If you ever spot the CaliradoKid in the wild, he is one of the most ruggedly handsome men you will ever lay your eyes on. So enjoy it while you can.
Yes, I like that. I don't know why. Like Adam could have been a wrestler too, because he could have been the Mockster. Like, hey, the Mockster's on the stream.
He's laughing over there.
Come on over, follow my flock. I'm the Mockster. I've been practicing my Macho Man. Oh yeah! I can only do it for like a minute before my voice is shot.
It scratches your throat.
Yeah, it'll kill me. I don't know how he talks like that all the time.
Your wrestler one.
Yeah. It's it's like get a little
Jump on the mic.
space.
Give us a wrestler voice.
Yeah.
Mock's gonna come over here and try to
I
give
feel
us
like
one here.
we should do an old school promo, like, you know what I mean, where they used to like talk crap to each other, like.
Hey! What wrestler voice do you want? You want Macho Man or?
Yeah,
Give us
do
Roscoe
Macho.
Pico
Yeah,
Train.
Macho.
What the heck is Roscoe Pico? That's the Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, I was
That's
like,
not a wrestler.
Yeah, there's gonna be a wrestling match in here in a minute.
Roscoe Pico Train. Oh, the easiest one is the Macho Man, right? Like the CaliradoKid. Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, exactly.
Oh, damn.
We're gonna see you on the trails, brother.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan, right? Let me tell you something,
Hulkster.
brother. The Caliradokid's one of the most handsome men you're ever gonna meet, brother.
God damn it, I'm sold. I'm buying whatever he's selling. He's not selling nothing.
Pull over them dukes.
I like it.
Oh, the bandwidth took it.
Yes. Perfect.
Oh, that was
Imagine if
awesome.
people jumped in thinking they were going to talk about mountain bikes. Yeah, right.
I know. Oh, they're escaping. They're gonna get some hooch.
Yeah. Good call.
They're gonna go ride their mountain bicycles.
They're bicycles.
they're
yes.
mountain
Mountain
bikes.
bicycles.
That's right. He wants to bring back bicycles. Mountain
Yes.
bicycles.
Mountain bicycles.
Joey, you're really quiet over there. Are you still catching your breath from those laps?
I'm full of dirt.
That's why I bailed. I was tired.
That
of
last
getting
lap
dusted
in
out.
the that was a dirty one.
Kim's all fresh. We're all, this is not my natural tan.
I need
How are the
some
trails
dirt.
out there? Are they running dusty like everywhere else on the planet right now?
Oh
It'll-
my
it'll
gosh. So dusty. If you're in the back of the train, just forget it.
Yeah. My
Start
buddy
your own
Brian
train.
Gong, you know Brian, he went to go
Yeah.
ride North Star today. In fact, when I got back from Whistler, somebody invited me. They're like, "Hey, we're gonna go ride North Star this week," and I'm like, "I'm not going to North Star after coming back from Whistler, dude. Like, it's just no offense, North Star, but no." It's like going to Walmart after you just went to what's like a fancy store like Whole Foods or something.
Like,
There you go.
Like
Yeah.
Kmart. It's
Target.
Target.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, let me go push a cart around the parking lot. I'm good.
Yeah, my local spot sucks.
Dude, not like I made that video. Like I went out with Jess the Maker the other day, did some filming, and I made that video where it's like when you get back from Whistler, how your local trails feel. It hit like 500,000 views already. I was like, okay, apparently it struck a nerve with everybody. I don't. It's true. Like trail depression's a real thing, guys. Like I don't know if you experience it. You go ride something amazing, and you come home, and you're like.
You're like, were our jumps always this small?
I know. It's just like, dude, I got to go ride Granite Bay, and I love doing the rock rolls and stuff out there, but I cannot motivate myself to go out there. Like every time I'm about to go get in the truck, I'm like, oh, I'm going.
Are these pebbles?
I know.
Right? When did
And then
they
people
get
think
so
people think I'm talking crap about my local trail orgs and stuff. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just like taking a jab at like how this all works. You know, it's like, man, originally in this video, I was going to try and do I wanted to do that shot with like a single tear that goes down. But like I was throwing the water in my face and it would just go down too fast and you couldn't really see it. So I'm like, all right, let's commit. So I'm just like this right before the take. And like Jess is like, got it.
You gotta keep an eyedropper. in your
I know.
pocket.
I know. I keep weird things in the truck like fake blood and stuff for you never know when. Like, but like I just didn't have that. That would have been clutch. No, I just need to have
Those
it.
little single vial eye drops.
Yeah.
Pocket size.
And I usually have those in the truck too. I know. I feel like I would be able to pull it off.
All the dust.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there is a thing called the Whistler Curse. Have you heard of this?
No.
The Whistler Curse is after you ride Whistler, everything is built so nicely. You
Yeah.
go back to your home trails, and usually people will have a good crash at
Yep.
home.
That's a fact. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because like you go ride Crank It Up, for example, and you're like, dude, I know how to jump, and then you go like home and you're like, oh no, I don't. They just built it so well. False confidence.
Exactly. Just let me finish putting this 2x6 together, then you can hit it.
Yeah, that's a good point. You make a good point there. It's fact.
Yeah, the Whistler Curse. Yeah, there was a big group that went. I ran into them last time I was there, and then when we all came back, more than half of the group had almost season-ending injuries.
Whoa.
It
Was it all the trail dogs? Was it all the trail dogs guys? Because I think
they were one at a time. They were going
they're
down.
always just injured all the time. Like, what the hell are they doing over there?
Those guys are gnarly. Those guys are gnarly. Follow me. I don't know the lines. I love those guys.
Should work out just fine.
Yeah. I was following Isaiah down a trail. Actually, it was Joey and I. We were at a place called Sycamore for the first time. There was a gnarlier trail there called, I think, Waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
Waterfall.
No. It was something
Shoots.
sketchy balls.
Sketch balls.
Yeah, yes.
He, we're following. He drops in like he knows. Isaiah like knows the place.
You're
Mhm.
right. It was waterfall.
It was Waterfalls,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It
yeah.
was just,
Not sketchy balls.
Anything named
that was
waterfall,
next.
it's a
That was
fact.
next.
Anything named waterfall is always gnarly for some reason. I don't know why.
It was so gnarly. We weren't even on the real trail. We were on the rocks going down something that wasn't a trail. We get to the bottom. We go, dude, I'm glad you knew that line. That was crazy. He goes, dude, I've never been here before in my life.
I think somebody else is like, I've never seen anybody take that line before.
It's not a line.
Well, that was
It's
awesome.
a deer trail.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a game trail. Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah. But yeah, the Whistler Curse. It's a real thing.
Yeah, I could believe that, man. 100%. There's so much cool stuff. Luckily, like out there, you end up riding like a lot of the rock stuff. So I made that video that kind of I made that sign where it's like I was holding it up and it was just like, will you ride tech with me? And it was funny as hell because like, dude, I had that idea and then I went to the guys, Coast Optics. They're a rad company. They do eyewear and there was just two guys who worked at Whistler, that one of the bike shops there. And they just thought, we could do this. And so they started a business, Coast Optics. And I saw Johan Borelli using them. And I ran into the guys at Sea Otter one year. They're like, oh, we got to give you a pair. You got to check them out. super cool dudes. Anyways, they had a pop-up, which was really cool, out at Crankworks. So I went in the pop-up and I was hanging out with them and I was like, hey, do you have any like paper and then like a Sharpie I could use? So I'm over here like arts and crafting, like outside like Whistler. People are getting their bikes on the lift and I'm over here like drawing a sign, you know? And I'm standing out there with the sign that says like, will you ride tech with me? And obviously we're trying to film this bit, but the funniest part is, of course, hundreds of people are walking by. Like it's just packed for Crankworks. And so it was comedy because like there'd be kids coming up like, well, I'll ride tech with you. I was like, wait, we're trying to film a bit. Like it's like, but it was funny. And I thought like maybe next year if I go, I should just make every day a new sign and just like every morning go out and stand there and just like with the sign, like, you know what I mean? Like, and just like stand out in front of the line and just see people's reactions and stuff. Like I'll just come up with different phrases and things like that. It'll be good.
That is hilarious. Joey had it pulled up right there. What day is that? Is that at the beginning of the trip?
I lose track of time. It's like there was a lot going on, and Crankworks technically exists out there for like a week and a half or something. It's long, but like really all the big stuff happens at the last couple days. So, I was there obviously in a working capacity. So I was there to help out Annika and film her final race line down A line. That was really cool, and I helped them film another thing for Specialized as well. And so, I was there for the long haul. If you were going as a personal thing, you're not really, unless you're racing, you don't really need to be there for the early stuff, like, right? Because there's not a lot going on. But then the place turns into like a nightclub the last couple of days of the event. Like every place is like popping, the bars are crazy, and I'm too old for all of it, Okay, so it was just they had live DJs and people dancing on chairs, and I was like, I don't know. Maybe if Mark goes with me, we'll get rowdy. Who knows?
I've seen you at the festivals. I'm like, there's CaliradoKid on the dance floor, baby.
Like if it's just me, like it'd be a weirdo. Like I'm just in there dancing by myself. Like at that point, like a lot of people hadn't filtered in yet and stuff. And the final day, Seabass had come in, but even then, we ended up just like sitting up on a top bar, like just hanging out and people watching. We were just chatting business stuff. So
that's fun.
Yeah.
That's super fun. Tee up a little bit for us, Annika's comeback. This was her first race.
Well, it's her final race. Like it was more symbolic than anything. It was really cool for her because obviously she suffered the car crash, the injuries, and all that stuff. So this was more of like a symbolic final race run down A line for her. And so she made a video on YouTube about it, which was really cool. And I did a lot of the videography stuff before and after for her. So I was there at the finish line with my cameras, and I was really hoping I wasn't going to screw it up. Like it was basically, if I was to have a job, that was my job, is not screw it up. And so I was like, hey, Annika, how am I going to know when you're coming down? Like, and so luckily she was able to text me, and all the women that were in the race as well decided to do like a big party run with her. And it was like really amazing. It was super emotional for her. Everybody came down. And so luckily I had one camera rolling, just like my 360 cam in case I screwed it up, just so I could use it. But I had my good camera, and I was just following around, getting all the footage, and I didn't screw it up, which is usually what I do. And it was great. Yeah, it was super fun. So she got a lot of cool, interviews with people that she's known over the years. And, obviously like Brett Tippie and some of these other big players. And a cool thing for me going to Crankworks is like being part of this industry to a certain extent now, like making sure I know who people are, the bigger, like the racers and all this stuff. And it's not a scene that I'm super familiar with because obviously I'm just like a weekend family rider, right? Like I think a lot of us are. So it's been cool, like meeting and learning who everyone is and learning the other side. So that was kind of a benefit to Crankworks for me too.
Yeah, that's cool. Did it feel like work or did it feel like fun?
No, it's always both. You know how it is. Like you're always under pressure to come up with video ideas and all that stuff. You got to figure out like how to shoot it. Like Mark Matthews reached out to me and he was like, hey, I'm going to be in town. You want to shoot something? So I'm like, oh man, I got to think of, usually when I work with someone I haven't worked with before, I try to think of something that's kind of like specific to what they do as well. So it fits well on both channels. Right. Does that make sense? So yeah, for him, I knew that he was like, he's an incredible rider. He builds these crazy trails. He rides some gnarly stuff. And so I was like, well, I sent him like 3 different concepts of videos we could shoot. And this is the one he picked out. And so like when we got together, it's like, it's me. I have to think of the shot list in my head before we do this because I don't want to show up and like screw around. Like I want to get there and get the shots. And because it took us 3 hours to film this because we had to go to different locations at the park. So like there's always that pressure of like, I'm just like, people might be talking to me, but I'm thinking about what the shots I need are. And I got to keep it all in my head. I don't like put it anywhere. So I knew what we needed to get, right? And so the execution comes out great, but like people don't always see the backside, which is like spending a lot of time thinking about how to get these shots just right and screw them up.
He's running across the bridge.
When you're running. That's amazing.
And so the funnest part about this one is like, you know, Mark had the best part about working with other creators is like, you know, they have good feedback to make it better, right? Like, and so when we did the one when he does that step up across the thing, and he's like, dude, you should like get up there and then like chase me really crappy with the phone. I'm like, brilliant. And so I was like, it was the funniest part about shooting this one was like trying to figure out how we could screw up the shots. Like I was like, how do we screw them up? Like, and so obviously the first one's like me, like with there's a plant in the frame instead of him, like just it's too artsy, you know, and like screwing everything up. And when I was editing, I was cracking up. I'm like, this is perfect. I know people will do this.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How were you guys just not dying when you were?
Oh, we were, yeah. It was cracking me up. Yeah, and the funny part is when I was filming that first one, I had the camera set up and I was trying to figure out how I was going to screw up that first shot with my cell phone, you know? And then like somebody rides by and they stop. Like, so I was like, oh, they recognize me, but I need to get this because he's about to jump. Like, let me just do this. And I'm sitting there and I got it lined up and stuff. And then like Mark makes the jump and I'm like, boom, I think I got that shot. That was great. And then I turn around and I realize it's Van Can. It's my buddy Nick Van Can. So he was just hanging out.
Way.
I was like, sorry, Nick, I didn't even know it was you. He's like, you didn't know it was me. I was like, I was focused. I was locked in. But, so
On the clock.
On the clock, baby.
Yeah.
Was it hard to screw up the shots though? Like with all the with the tech and the phones?
No, it's
like that, or?
It was just fun. Like, how do you screw it up the best way possible is like the funniest part. And like, it was like, I knew having the plant to screw up the shot. Like when I was standing in that area, you have to look and see like, what can we do here? Like, and so I saw there was enough plants. I was like, perfect. I know. And so like then each place we went, and yeah, that one where the first one we do that really steep rock roller. That's where we filmed the intro and all that stuff. And I was like, this will be great. I'll just crop it too much. So like you can't see any of it. Like it was great. We were cracking up. So it was really fun. And it was great working with him. It was super cool. I had a huge list of videos I wanted to shoot that I didn't have time to shoot. That like, man, there were some really good ones. Like I wanted to do one, and I'll save this. Maybe I'll go to North Star and actually film this there. But the idea is like mountain biker logic, and like the idea is like we go ride all this super gnarly stuff, like like oh yeah, send that big jump, like hit that rock roller, go through that rock garden, dope, yeah. And then we get on the lift, and then we're like, can we lower the bar for safety?
Guys, bar.
Yeah.
Safety first.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is where my mind goes. Like this is what I spend my time doing. So yeah, as they freeze, I'll buy up spare time. Kim, this cracks me up that you're not freezing. This is the best. Yeah.
Everybody else is.
But this is like, you know, when I go on these trips, like there's a lot of pressure to come up with stuff. And I think like the first couple days, there may not be an idea in my head. And you're like, oh, I'm going to screw this whole trip up. But then like the more time you spend somewhere, the more they flow, right? And that's important. I think you have to like, you know, spend time with everybody and get a sense of the park, and like, and then as things happen, the jokes just start flowing because you're like, things happen real time, and you're like, that's pretty funny. All right, we can do this. So.
I love how you guys feed off each other. You and Jess and Normal, like the three of you together. It's just like, oh, something good's gonna happen here when they're together.
Yeah, it's comedy, man. Like I think like we're very like-minded, but also we have different ways of approaching it, kind of slightly different ways, not like drastically different ways, but like. So the way this usually works is, since we're all kind of local now, Jess moved up to Grass Valley recently, and then Seabass is in Reno. So we can get together if we want to. And so usually what'll happen is we'll get together and we plan on riding for sure, but then we're like, we got to film at least 3 videos usually when we get together because we're already there, right? And usually what'll happen is like we'll each come in with our own concept, like whether it's 1 or 2 different ideas, we'll have an idea of what we want to shoot. And so whoever's idea it was, they usually direct it, right? So like if it's Seabass's idea, I'll be like, all right, you just tell us what to do, you know, and he'll like line up the shots and do everything. Like, and so it's kind of fun because you get to see how everybody, and I am definitely the strictest. Like I am an asshole director. Like I am like compared to like them, it's so funny because like we were shooting the I don't know if you guys remember the mountain bike initiation one. That was my idea. And it was we had the monk robes on. And I ordered all the costumes off of Amazon. So I ordered him his size, and Jess, I was like, what size are you? I ordered them all their own robes. So when I got there, we had our robes ready. That took us like 2 hours to shoot. And I had all these ideas for the shots and everything. And Dersey was there. And like, I kind of knew what I wanted to do. And so this was like a very elaborate process. And then Seabass just does the do it thing. And I just kissed it instinctively. Like all these things were just happening. And so, This one turned out great. I mean, I think it's got like millions of views or something, but this was like a funny one to shoot. And so this was me directing this one, and they're like, Joe, this is taking forever. I was like, I know. Sorry, hold on. But we didn't even get the shot. We need to get the shot. But remember, I've got to keep all these shots in my head. Like all this stuff, it's not like I storyboard it like I probably should, but like I have it all in my head and I have to get it out we have to film it. So I'm like, all right, here's what we need. Here's what we need. And so yeah, it's anyways, that's kind of fun when we get together because that collaborative process is really fun. Usually, like if we work together or whatever, like it's funner because we all have ways to make it funnier or better, and it's like the collaborative process is fun because of that.
That's the best. Sometimes I'll be at work and Kim will send me one, and I'll just be like, "Oh my god, I didn't see that one yet. I'm dying. Dying."
Whose idea was just backpacking? Because that was
the one where I put her in the backpack. Oh my god! So she had seen something like that online, and we're like, we think we could do that. I think we could do that. And so we used her. She had her Peak Design pack on, and it's funny because like so many people were like, "Dude, what pack is that? We want to buy it." I'm like, "Shit, we should have charged for that one." Damn it! Yeah, that was insane. Like we were originally gonna have sea bass carrier, but like the straps weren't long enough. So I was like, I could do it. Luckily, I was working out decently at the time, so I was like, I felt good. Like I lifted her right up. We had to do multiple takes on that too. And the fact I didn't know what faces she was making in the background until I saw the video.
just
like her just completely like catatonic face of like, just like. Dude, the amount of people, I don't remember how many millions that hit, but the amount of people that were like, why can't you just pedal? It's an e-bike. Like, you obviously don't get this as a joke, right? Like, what? That's so good.
The comments are hilarious. Oh my gosh.
God, just her face, dude. Her face cracks me up here where it's like, I didn't see that.
That dead face.
I didn't know she was like completely limp.
It's like a child that's pissed,
Oh, it's so good, man. I love it. So it's like, it's really fun when we get to do that. And then, Whistler is fun because there was a lot of people that I wanted to shoot stuff with, and Nick was with me for some of the stuff. So I was like, Nick, I got a funny idea. And we did like the intrusive thoughts on the chairlift. And I was like, Nick, just look at me like, because the idea was like when you're sitting on a chairlift next to somebody and you don't know if you should talk to him or not, right? It's like that one. You guys are on it, Joe. You're on it today. But I was like, Nick, just like look at me like you don't want to be there. And he's like, oh, that's easy. I don't. I was like, fuck. So, yeah, this one did pretty well too. It's
all to your death, and there's bears down there.
Yeah, I was like, Nick, just like ignore me and then look at me like you don't want to be here. And he's like, yeah, perfect.
It's a perfect shot.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god! Did you guys shoot that on a phone?
Yeah. So it's like normally
amazing.
I do my really expensive gear, but like these days, man, like it's funny because social media really wants it to look crappy. So like the crappier it looks, the better, and it sucks because I like using my nice gear. I have more control over it, especially since I film by myself. I need to be able to flip the screen. I need to be able to like frame the image. Like you can't do that on the cell phone unless you're doing a forward-facing camera, which maybe would do better because it looks crappier. Like I don't know what it is. People just want to see crappy-looking footage. But yeah, I don't know. So now I'm like, I'll mix it in, and really like sometimes you don't have a lot of time for an elaborate shoot. So it's like if I can come up with a simple concept and mix those in too, that means my productivity goes up. I can do more videos too if they're not all fully high scripted stuff. So it's just a mix of everything, and there's no wrong answer, right? So
yeah, that's cool. That's amazing. I love it. You inspire me, dude, when you put your stuff out there, and you're literally out there now. You said c'est la vie to the 9 to 5.
Yeah, as of January, this has been my full-time thing, and now it's I thought I was just going to lead my family to financial ruin, and there's still plenty of time for that, but it's been good, man. It's been good. I've been traveling more, I've been riding more, I've been making more contacts in the industry and stuff, and so I've had more time to devote to it, and it's been good. I think overall, I think there's a lot more I could be doing. Like I should be ramping up my YouTube production stuff. I've got a couple videos in the can that I need to finish editing, but it's like, man, YouTube is the biggest gut shot to me, and you guys know this. Like producing long form videos, and then like you spend time making thumbnails, you spend time doing all this stuff, and then like the views aren't what you want, and you know how much love and care you put into it. It's like with the short form, I can get around that a little bit more. I do put a lot of time into it. Like if you're taking 5 hours to shoot, produce, and edit, and put out a 30-second video, like it should still gut punch me when it doesn't do well. But I just know I've got 2 more in the tank that I'm working on, so it's like. But with a long form, I feel like I spent a lot of time and love on it. And then when it does crap, I'm like, ah. And even like, I guess they don't do that bad. Like 10,000 views is nothing to scoff at or whatever. But like, I'm like, I want these doing millions.
Yeah, I think They will. I mean, your editing is so good. You tell the story so well. It's shot so great. All the different angles, like things that we can see, putting videos together. I'm just like, good
Yeah,
Lord,
I just screw myself by not being consistent. Like like if I was to sit down and do one a week, like Dustin Klein, his channel's taken off. He's such a phenomenal talent. Like it's fun to watch him. I don't know if you guys watch Dustin Klein, but his creativity when it comes to editing and everything, I still like when I watch him, I'm in awe. Like he's one of the few that I really like. I look at it and I'm like, man, nobody's doing anything like this. Like, and I always love his stuff.
Is he the guy that was on? You did a collab with him. Is he on road bikes or gravel?
Yeah.
bikes?
He does like road, gravel, and he does some mountain and stuff. But he's just like he he understands what he's doing. He does a video a week. He does a live stream to premiere the videos every week. He's very active in what he's doing, and so he just hits the grind, man. I was like, dude, I don't know how you're doing it. He's like, that's just what I do. I'm like, yeah, I have to do it. Like, oh, that's a good point. So
wow, that's a good mindset.
Yeah,
a great
luckily
mindset.
I've been able to make enough when it comes to the short form sponsorships and things like that like it's optional. But I should quit being stupid and I could make more revenue doing long form and all that stuff too. But I was like, I kind of enjoying like doing enough to like adventure more too. So, and I'm not doing merch. I'm not doing any. There's all this stuff I'm not doing to like actually make money as a business, but I'm having fun. So we'll work up to it. I'll work up to it.
And you're keeping the lights on. The family's being fed. Does the trail to this feel like the same trail that you saw when you jumped ship from regular work, or has the trail shifted at all?
No, I think we're kind of on target for what I was trying to do. It's been interesting. Like I'm hosting a beginner's guide to mountain biking class at REI next weekend, which I'm promoting a little bit. I'm hoping I can fill that class up. If I don't, I'm gonna look like an idiot in front of REI. So share my post.
Yes,
but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be like, to me, like, mountain biking changed my life, and there was a lot of things I didn't know when I started mountain biking that I know now that I can help share with people. And I think it would be beneficial. And I'm a pretty decent talker, so 2 hours should go by pretty quick. So I'm going to be hosting that. And then after that, I'm going out to Eureka Springs, Arkansas the following week for like 6 days or something. So I'm going to be exploring those trail systems and stuff. And it's supposed to be pretty rad out there. So I'm pretty stoked on that.
Dang. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Freaking love it. I love it. When you were just starting out, I remember the first time you came over to my house.
Yep.
And we were, trying to like band-aid together a podcast for that night.
Yep.
And you're like, yeah, just write my name and like put duct tape on it, like segment starring CaliradoKid.
Yeah.
And you were always like, dude, I never get any views. This is terrible. And then here you are now, millions of views later. It's so cool to see.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to persistence, and I think we've talked about this before. Another part of it comes down to adaptability. Like if something's not working, don't be afraid to try something different or whatever, right? Which is what the long form transitioned into short form for me, and that's where everything took off. So, it's like you can't be stuck in your ways. You got to be willing to try different stuff, but you also have to stay true to what you like. Like you have to make things that you like, and I've been lucky that people like the stuff that I like. To a certain extent, right? And like, because it's still very much my sense of humor. And a lot of the stuff that I make because I think it's funny. And it's like, I'm not necessarily making these things to get lots of views. I'm making them because I think it's funny. And luckily, people also think it's funny. Like, it could have easily gone the other way. It doesn't. So there's an element of luck to it, but it's also like, it just never stopped. Even when you have like those mental breakdowns of like, oh man, I suck and it's not working. Like there's always a wall that's going to hit, but you just keep going. And I think maybe we've talked about this before. Van Neistat, who's like Casey Neistat's brother, made a great video on this once. And the idea was like, the true creatives will have this journey of like, oh, they come up with a concept or an idea and they want to figure out how to do it, whether it's starting a business or making whatever. And they'll go to things and there'll be a step in the way, and then there'll be a wall, like they'll hit the wall, and then they'll just stop for a second and they'll find a way over the wall. And that may be that they changed their original goal. They were originally going to do this one thing, and then they change a few things and it turns into something else, but then they end up going past it, and they get that achievement, that success and that reward out of like knowing that they went through adversity, made it happen. And at the end of the day, there was a result. Something came out of it. They finished what they wanted to do. And then there's other people that'll hit that wall and they'll just be like, like it probably wasn't meant to be anyways, and they'll just stop. Right. So, it's being able to, I've done it enough times to know now that I'm going to get through the wall. Like there's not even a question anymore. So it's just like, once you know that, you just keep going.
That's cool. Well said, man.
Yeah.
I remember when we first started watching your content, and I think it was Sedona time frame in November when they had that makeup. Remember that, Joey?
Yeah.
And you came out with Dick Beard.
Yeah.
Dude, I knew right then and there. I was like, "Oh, this guy's going far." It
Those
was
are funny,
hilarious.
man. I still look at my old stuff and I'm like, it's still funny. I like it.
It's so good. Did you see that, Kim?
I don't think
Dick
I
Beard?
did.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
you have
Tell
to go
her the
back.
story. And we have kids coming in the studio, so make sure you edit it a little bit, but tell the story. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so this was early on in my days. I did, and this is how grandiose I was when I first started my YouTube channel. Like I didn't even have 1,000 subscribers yet. I might have had like 400 subscribers on YouTube. Anyways, so I planned this trip and I call it the CaliradoKid's Grand Return to Colorado. You know, like I'm doing this whole series like I'm like an international superstar. Nobody even knows who I am, right? So early on, and I talk about this too, is like I was hungry for success. So I would reach out to creators and stuff, and I'd be like, hey, like I know Brian, my buddy BKXC, like I'm coming into town. Like, would you mind like showing me around the trails? Like that'd be sick to do a group ride. I'm shooting videos and stuff, or just tell me where to go. And so I reached out to Shane, the Crashing Dad, and my buddy RC Outdoor Gold. They're friends now. I didn't know him at the time, and so we didn't even know each other's names. Like when I showed up, he's like, I'm Shane, by the way. I'm like, oh, I'm Joe. Like I didn't even occur to me. Like I'm just like, you know. And so we end up riding. I shoot a video out there and stuff. And during the course of the ride, like Shane was like, he's like joking around. He's like, hey, you know, because he had way more subscribers than me. He was a big time compared to me, you know. And I was like, he was like, hey, he was shooting a video, and he's like, hey, if we can get him to 1,000 subscribers, he'll shave something funny into his beard, you know. And I was like, well, if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll shave something else into my beard, you know what I mean? And I forgot about that. I forgot completely about this until like when I was getting really close to 1,000 subscribers, and my buddy Robert from the biker channel, who was doing a live stream, he's like, hey, let's get you over 1,000. Let's do a live stream and we'll just have everybody jump on and have some fun. I'm like, all right, cool. Little did I know that Shane was going to jump on in a bathrobe with a guitar, and he had written a song about this saga. And so he's like, he's just sitting there. He's like, it's time to shave dick in your beard. And so I was like, well, now I got to do it. So I was on a work trip to Phoenix. And so I went out for a lunch break, and I like had to cold call barbershops. And I was like, hey, I got a weird request. I was like, I lost a bet. So you could hear, I remember like specifically, you could hear one shop, and the guy was on the phone, and this is him on the phone with the headphones. He's like, hello? I was like, yeah, I got a weird request. I lost a bet and I got to do this thing. And he's like, okay. He's like, what? And I was like, yeah, I got to do this thing. And you can hear him go, okay, hold on. He goes, he's like, this guy's going to shave dick in his beard. Like you can hear him in the He's like, yeah, we can do it. I was like, I'm coming. So I had to go over there, and I did it, and I shot all the shots I needed to get. And luckily, this was COVID time, so I had to wear a face mask, so nobody at work saw what was under the mask.
Okay.
And then, like, I filmed everything I needed
Over the
to film.
airplane, right?
Yeah. Well, luckily, I filmed everything I needed to film, and then I shaved it to the mustache that night before I flew home. So when I came home, I had no beard, I had a mustache now, and everyone's none the wiser. Yeah.
Oh, that's an amazing story.
Yeah.
I love it.
So proud of it.
I love it. That was definitely one of the ones that stood up to me at the beginning. And then the one that took off, I feel like Joe and I were like sharing it with other riders on the trail, is the one where you played all the instruments on the bike.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know why. I don't know how, but it did. And it was the first viral thing. I talked about that before. That was the thing that made me understand short form a little bit more. And so they hit 4 million something views. What the thing was that, like, not only did it go big, because now we have videos that go millions and millions all the time. I don't even pay attention anymore. And that's not a flex. Like, by the way, that's just like, I understand how to make decent enough videos. But at the time, that was the first one that went crazy. And it was also the one that set the worldwide trend. Like, I remember seeing people in Brazil do it and all over the place. And we've talked about this in the past. But, like, I really studied how that happened. And the goal then was, like, could I replicate it? And so I was like really trying to figure out how short form ticked, and that was the first step in the journey into understanding. I was just watching it happen real time. But you also, like, for global videos like that, you can't talk. Like, you almost need, like, because there's a language barrier, right? So if you have no dialogue, there's no language barrier, and that could go far more global. And I think it's one of the reasons why, that one went so big. So occasionally you'll see us do videos that don't have any talking. And that's because it reduces the language barrier for people across the world.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That would make complete sense. How many millions of views did that one get?
I don't even
Yeah,
remember. It was at least
Joey's
4 million
got
at the
it
time.
some different. Look at that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't,
Oh, there's
think, I
Shane
don't
right
even think
there.
it has
There's
audio on it
Crushing
anymore. Oh, that's up.
Jack.
My God.
The eggplant was hilarious. Oh
It's
my
so
God,
good,
that's
dude.
Good. That's so
And he's-
good.
Oh, wow. I shot that in the hotel room. That's right. That was like the teaser.
Oh, look at that
Yeah, that was the
shot.
teaser.
Look at
Holy
that
crap.
shot.
I
You
forgot
nailed
about I didn't even
that.
know that was on my channel still. Holy crap. 389 views, too. Look at it go.
You know how far I had to go to find that?
Wow. I was going to
nailed
say, I didn't even know that was on my Instagram. Wow. It's impressive.
You nailed that facial expression. That
That
was
beard was
great.
gorgeous. I should bring back the beard. Man. Be a lot more gray in it now, though. It's been that long.
Oh man. So how's everything going with the sponsorship side? Is that all looking good? I know I see you out there with Everyman Jack. Thanks to you, I
Mhm.
have actually Everyman Jack in my bathroom, and it smells really delightful.
Yeah, it's been good. It's been good. I've got some partnerships going with Honey Stinger, working with REI. I work with M+1 Bikes primarily. They're my number one guys. Sean and the crew are great. If anybody needs bikes, go to M+1 and do it, and tell them I sent you.
Shout out
You
to
know,
M+1.
They are. Sean is exceptional. Him and his crew are really great. And not only that, like I've said this in the past, like they understand creators. Like Sean has said from day one, he's like, I want creators on my side, because he understands the audiences that we have and the relationships we have with our audiences. And he's like, man, I love that. Like, and so he's so supportive of creators. Whereas like if you go to a bike company and try to ask them for money, they'll be like, we gave it all to our athlete team. We don't want anything to do with you. So it's like the bike companies don't seem to want anything to do with us, but like Sean understands how much revenue that creators can help bring, and he's right. So he reaps the rewards because he loves what we do, and he's super supportive of it. So yeah, it's a great company, and they sell a ton of great bike brands. Like I love the Ritmo that I'm on. They sell Ibis Pivot and a bunch of other stuff like Yeti. So it gives me a chance to ride on a couple different bikes and play around with stuff, and that's been good. That's been advantageous for me. And then, there's like, I've been doing a bunch of stuff with all kinds of crazy brands. It's been all over the place. It's been nuts.
That's so good. We got the owner of SkyPark actually just popped his head in. Bill, he was watching
Beautiful.
you.
Bill, I remember I did a live stream out there once, and it was one of the funnest times ever. Tony the Outsider was out there. MTB Allen was out there. I wish I could make it out there more. And they did the same thing. They went, but by the way, that place is incredible. Like it's one of my favorite places to ride of all time. I've only ridden there once, but I just always described it as like a mountain bike oasis. It's like this little like beautiful little playground for mountain bikers. It's really fun. And I remember they rolled out the red carpet too. They had the IT guy help out and get a hard line out there for me and everything. And it's like, man, that was a great experience. I got to make it back out there. I just haven't made it to SoCal very often. I got to plan a trip back out there sometime soon.
We got to get him. Let's see. Bill, you want to pull up a seat? That microphone's hot right there if you like.
Yeah, buddy.
We'll get him to join the cast with you. I remember that when you guys did it. That was hilarious too. You guys had that intro.
Yeah.
It was one of the best.
Just funny stuff, man. It was super fun. But yeah, I mean, that place is really cool. And I bet you did somebody tell me they built like a dedicated e-bike climbing trail there now?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
It's called E-Ballers.
I call it members only, but
Oh yeah, Joey calls it members only.
I think it's
Yes.
Electric Avenue.
I think it's Electric
Avenue.
Avenue.
Yes.
You just need to hang a jacket right there.
Yes.
Beautiful.
All right, pull the seat on up here, Bill.
There he is.
We got the
Welcome
owner of
in.
SkyPark coming in here.
Fantastic.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, you got me? You can hear me well, Bill?
I can hear you well.
Beautiful. Yeah, what a place that is. What is like the inspiration? Now we're going to start doing interviews. You ready? What was the inspiration? I mean, because like to me, I remember going out there and not only, I knew there was bike trails. I didn't know what to expect. I think it was phenomenal having a central hub where all the trails dropped in. I was like really fun. But then like there's axe throwing. There's like all kinds. There's a restaurant. There's all kinds of stuff for like family members to do too. It's like, it's nuts. Like who came up with all this?
So I definitely came up with it, but obviously it's a compilation of a bunch of successful businesses that already exist.
Yes.
Take all those models and try and put that into one park. So the inspiration of it was I was doing 24-hour races, and I was traveling and going to these great places. And I went to Whistler, and it blew my mind. I went up there and I'm like, wow, this is incredible mountain biking. And when I'm all done, I'm in this cool village with restaurants and entertainment and all this great stuff. And I thought, man, this is like one of the few venues that I could take my family to. If you think about like the bike industry, you're going to go ride for the afternoon or whatever you're going to do. Most of the time we're all solo in the car, you know, or with our buddies, whatever it is, on a mission to go for a ride. And as you get, you know, to be a parent, that gets harder. So if you bring your family with you, hey, maybe they would be like, hey, Dad, why don't you go ride your bike? You know, and we could go to the SkyPark place, you know? So that was really, Whistler really was the inspiration for the park. And thought, why doesn't Southern California have something like this where you could go and hang out and be with your family and have all this fun, adventurous stuff to do? Meanwhile, you got this world-class mountain biking that you can just go out and just kill yourself on, which is so much fun.
Yeah, and I think some of the funnest things is like not only are there trails, but the wooden features and all those things that like throw a curveball at you on a trailhead. Like I think some of the funnest trails are some of the trails that have like a little bit of everything. Like, oh, there's a wooden feature. Oh, there's a little rock garden. Oh, there's like and you throw little curveballs all throughout the trails out there, and it's like it just makes it really fun. I mean, it's one thing to have a really good flow trail. It's another thing when you have all kinds of little random things thrown at you and stuff. And it always keeps you on your toes, and it just like, I don't know, it makes it far more entertaining. I don't know why, but it does.
Yeah, and that's kind of an inspiration from Vancouver, you know, going up there and riding. We have this amazing forest. I just live at the bottom of the base of the valley behind the park. And so we'd come into this park and make these crazy wood features and stuff. And this is 30 years ago, you know, as kids, and we get thrown out by the property owner and they get upset. And we wouldn't give up, you know, there's no fences. So we just kept staying after it. And then, you know, as life goes, you know, at that time, it'd be weird if somebody said, oh, you know, someday you're going to own this land that you're riding your bike on. Yeah, that's kind of weird. That's like a dream come true to all of a sudden get, you know, 230 acres of your premier riding and get the opportunity to buy it. And so that's kind of how it came. Just happened to come with Santa's Village.
Yes. It's so good. And isn't there like an RV park or something across the street as well, right?
Yeah, there is. I mean, the business model is really difficult, right? So if you're coming here, if you're listening to us, you could be anywhere, right? But if you're within the Southern California market, we're still, you know, an hour and a half from Orange County. We're maybe two even plus hours, pretty strong drive from San Diego. We're 2 to Santa Barbara. For a drive like that to go for an afternoon ride, you're just not going to do it. So I was like, well, if I put an RV park in, it would make it a little bit more compatible for people to be able to come in, travel, spend the night, have a good time. You know, we have some amazing facilities in the park that we just keep expanding. We just built the reindeer room. It's a 1920s speakeasy.
Oh, no way. Sweet.
Yeah, open in the evening. It's
Wait, Mark, did you know about this?
Yes. I don't have the code yet, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
And it's a secret.
Yeah.
So, but you know, that's what the park's all about. It's all about, you know, giving the whole family experience, and so that there's something for everybody to enjoy. So it's been a fun ride, and there's still lots to do.
I think that's a great point too, because we just got done talking about this, but I was out in Whistler for about 2 weeks for Crankworks, doing a lot of coverage out there and all this stuff. And you know, for me as a full-time content creator now, I can't just travel all over the place and ditch my family all the time. So it's nice because I can wrap them into, I'm like, hey, I'm already going up there. Like, we've already got this thing going on. So just come out, you stay with me, and then we'll go adventure. And that's what we did in Whistler. I was able to get them out of the bike park for a little bit. And then we had zip lines and, you know, all kinds of hiking and riding and all these other things that they could do in the village. And that made it far more of an enjoyable experience for them because, we want to ride all the time, but there's so much stuff for the family to do that they can also come and have a good time. And like what you're talking about, like SkyPark can do that as well. And that's what I'm thinking. I got to get my family out there because they would love just to play around with all the other stuff too, which is like, it's kind of a clutch play. And it reminds me also when I had my kids originally, one of the hardest things for us was like, when we went to a restaurant, for example, and being the parents that we didn't want to hand them an iPad or something. It was like, you had to constantly keep your kids engaged. And we always did that. But it was like, occasionally you'd find a restaurant that had like a play area outside that the kids could actually run around and scream. And I was like, that was such a godsend for parents. Cause like just having a place for the kids to go and like play. So you can actually like, it's okay for them to yell. It's expected. It's like, you don't have to keep them in a cage here. You know, it's like, it's such a nice thing.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I have difficulty with my management team is we're always also trying to figure out, hey, what's the cutting edge stuff for a themed entertainment for a day, right? And right now it's the phone, unfortunately. Like it's like, hey, let me have my app so I can see how long the wait is at this ride, or how long's the wait at food or whatever it might be, or how do I get my menu? And that's really goes against the grain of what I'm trying to accomplish. So we have our internal struggles where I'm like, hey, I want the family to be able to put their phones away.
Yeah.
Go in, have a great time, pay once, come in the door, and then everything in the park's included. So you don't have to worry about it. The kid's not coming up to you going, hey, Dad, I need $5 because I want to go on this ride or whatever it is. So we have zip lines and the B-rail and all these, which is a weird progression of a monorail. But we've got some really fun features in the park that, you can come enjoy. And then maybe if you come from mountain biking, if you don't get charged, maybe you take a zip line too. It's like, hey, it's included with the day. So it's that was the idea, is trying to get this whole encompassed, full day of adventure, or two if you come to the RV park and stay, you can make a couple of days out of it.
And I tend to believe that mountain bikers as a whole, and you guys probably all agree with this, that mountain bikers as a whole are very adventurous people. So their kids are probably a little bit adventurous too. So they're okay getting off phones. Like my kids, I take them out to Everstoke for a week at a time or something, and it's like we're just fishing, we're swimming, we're exhausted every day. We've been hiking and riding and whatever else. So it's like, yeah, they don't cry when we have to put technology away. It's been nice. So I think a lot of mountain bikers are very adventurous, and hopefully their kids are picking up on that too.
Yeah, and that's I don't know, that's all of it. I don't want to put a bummer on this whole episode, but politics are something too, and we go far out of our way to stay out of politics. When you come to this park, we don't care who you are. Come have fun and get away for the day. We want you to leave all that baggage and all that stuff that's in the back of your head at home.
I don't get too involved in it either. I'm in the mountains too much. And it's funny, I was thinking about this too. Like when you go spend like a couple weeks out in the mountains, like for example, when we're up at Everstoke for a really long time, and then I come back to the city and it's like traffic and stuff again, I'm like, oh man, this is weird. Like, it's like, and it's nice because you're in the mountains. It's like get away and spend some time up there, and you'll remember the truth is like the mountains are the best. Like,
yeah, you should see it. Like this morning we were talking about it. Like most of the people in Southern California have a marine layer on top of it.
Yeah,
here
exactly.
You wake up and you're above the clouds and the unbelievable mornings, crystal clear.
It looked like an ocean down there.
Yeah.
The clouds were above it. It looked like islands sticking up those mountaintops. It was beautiful.
Saddleback Mountain sticks up way out there, and it's just majestic.
It's
awesome.
super cool. And let's be honest, there are more things to do in the mountains than there are at the ocean. Okay, let's just get it out. The mountains are cooler. The mountains are cooler.
Well, we got a lot of trails anyways.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
And then also for the folks that are traveling for a long ways, you don't have to tow your trailer up here if you don't want to, because you just added the Airstreams, right? In the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's a cool park because my background with my wife is real estate. That's weird. I'm a real estate broker. I have a real estate office, and that's kind of been our background. And that's kind of how I fell into actually getting into the holdings of this real estate. It was just a compilation of working deals and then finally seeing the opportunity for this. But she also, with that background, is an interior designer. So she's come in, and that's why the park looks so spectacular. Like all the buildings and the sawmills that we've done, all the buildings were built in 1955 by the trees on the property. So it's got this really cool concept. And with that, we thought, well, maybe there would be a place to stay. And so we bought these Airstreams and gutted them, and then she went in and rebuilt them, and so they work like a hotel room. So you can go on our SkyPark camp and RV site, and you can reserve this sweet Airstream and just drive up and bring your toothbrush.
Yeah,
I love
that's super rad. I love it.
Yeah, look at those things. Those things are pretty. How many of those do you have on site?
We have 6 of them, and then we got a school bus we got 2 school buses. We got a school bus from the school district, and we converted that into a kitchen. So you can barbecue, come up, and you have a kitchen in the school bus that everybody shares, and it's a really cool vibe.
That is great. And then the newest thing that you guys opened was the B-rail, right?
Yeah.
I know it was we volunteered to put some hours on it if you needed us to, because it needed some ridiculous amount of hours before you could even open it.
Yeah, we really needed to test it.
You
know, you kind of had to sign your life away.
Did you wear your full face helmet, Mark?
Yeah.
It's up there.
Helmets are required.
Yeah.
But they had this. It was a 4-passenger Bumblebee that ran on a monorail track with the same power that the monorail at Disneyland runs on. And then basically they're built about the same time, so the technology is the same. And when this place was closed for 20 years, it turned into kind of a ghost town. They were shooting raves and stuff, and they stole all the electrical out of the park. We're talking major. It's a theme park. So they took some huge electrical out of here. And so when I went to think about putting the bees back on this monorail, and it's a 1,000-foot track. It goes above the park. I was kind of at a loss. Like the whole point was to make a human powered park, and this thing was going to take a gob of power to put back together. And I thought, well, what else could I do? And I wanted to do a bicycle themed ride. So it took me about 7 years and a lot of nights in the machine shop. And I designed and machined it out this bike that hangs on this track, and it's everything the mountain bike has. It has the gear shifting, the brakes.
Wow.
Yeah. So and it is a Chris Chance built it. It's a fat Chance.
Sick.
So he built all the frames. So all the frames are we just took the drawings of a mountain bike and he built the frames for us, and then I converted those frames into the monorail.
That's insane.
awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, here Joey's pulling up right there.
Oh, look at that! You're not kidding around.
Yeah, the track is above the rider.
Whoa.
Yeah, you hang from it.
Sheesh.
And there'll always be renditions to it every time we do it. We're putting a new bike on the track this week, and each time we do a track, we tweak it, make it a little better, make it run smoother. It's pretty tough because you can see in that image, for those of you that have a screen in front of you, that it was pretty 1961. It was built by American Crane Company. So the crane track or the monorail track, pretty rough. So to get a smooth experience out of it, it's taken quite a bit of engineering work to try and get those bikes to run real smooth on that track.
Wow.
If I had my way, obviously I'd build a new track, but it's probably probably at least a $5 million track.
Wow.
And so I didn't want to demolish that and start from scratch. I'm like, hey, how do I use this? So it's cool.
My first instinct is I want to drop water balloons from it on people.
Yeah, well, they want to shoot you with the BB gun from the BB gun. Right?
This is the next business model. You charge $20 per water balloon, and then you charge $15 per BB gun or whatever. We'll just figure it all out.
I come out of the cage of axe throwing. I like that one.
Right.
Chucking axes at you.
Reminds me of like when you go to a water park and they have those cannons on the side that you can pay to like shoot people with the water cannons, and there's just always somebody that gets super pissed off.
Right. Oh
good.
man, that's so good. Now, when you first bought this place, now the Trail Arrow, and I think you did that one, Joe, when you were here. It has all the wood features on it, but wasn't that the original trail here at SkyPark?
It was.
It was.
Yeah,
okay.
It was the first top to bottom trail that we built, and we named Arrow after Arrow. We figured, the park needed a Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
And having Santa Claus, there's no really intellectual property there, right? He's a public domain figure. So we thought, well, let's start Arrow. He'll be our Mickey Mouse. And so he's a Northern Timberwolf. I've been with him all day. Poor guys get a little bit older. Moving so quick. It's a bummer to see. Yeah. But so we named the trail after Arrow. And he would just book down that thing. You'd want to see a wolf travel 25 feet in the air, take him down an arrow and fly through the air. Like, it's fun. That's been a great experience to do this as a family project.
That's really cool. That's really cool. How did Comet come in? Was Comet one of the later ones, or?
Yeah, Comet, we can have different conversations on this podcast. There's a story to everything in this place.
Family-friendly park, Mark.
Yeah, right.
Family-friendly park.
We're always redoing this thing so that it fits the model, right?
So tell us the background of the trail named Cocaine. What's that all about? No.
Well, I don't know about if Comet might be involved in that, but there was a situation where we were running fire prevention, and we do all the time here. We're constantly doing partnerships with NRCS and different groups for forest management. I mean, it's a lot of acreage. So I got the opportunity to work out a deal with our local Cal Fire group, and they have a thing called Rock Camp, and it's a prisoner program where they would bring prisoners, and you could get 25 prisoners, and these guys were like hotshots, man. These guys worked their asses off. I mean, so I get 25 guys with chainsaws, and they're like, hey, what do you want us to do? And I'm like, well, we need to cut a trail that goes along the property line. We could start with a fire break, but the concept is we need access back there into the forest. So I had the ability for a couple of days to have a crew of 25 convicts, and we would go from the top of the world and we cut convict in.
Wow, that's really cool.
The trail Convict got renamed to Comet.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
I did not know that story.
So originally, the trail name was Convict.
You know what we should do? We
cow.
could pitch Hollywood with this. You know, the longest yard. We could do that, but with like mountain biking. So like the convicts come in, they cut the trail, they start a mountain bike team, and they ended up with Red Bull Rampage.
Right.
We could get the sponsorships all locked in.
I've got one more. This is another great story.
Okay.
So we have another one that's an upline, and it's really steep, and it was kind of made for SoCal League to be the varsity track. It would be this super hard climb on a cross country track, and it's called Bear Tracks because there's always bears on this thing. So there's always bears on it. So we name it Bear Tracks. Well, before that, when we were first cutting trails and I was back there with an excavator, I came across a super gnarly, aggressive, young, almost like yearling bull.
Ooh.
And so this giant, and he'd been hit by a car, I think, up on Highway 18.
Ooh.
And he was dying on the trail. And I was like, wow, this is brutal. This thing was huge and hairy and giant. And I'm like, wow. And he died.
Whoa.
And so I'm like, I had the excavator. I'm like, what do I do? And I dug a big hole and I pushed the cow underneath Bear Tracks. And so we renamed the trail Holy Cow. So those who know, Bear Tracks, it has a nickname, and it's Holy Cow.
There's Holy Cow. There's a cow under there.
There's a cow under there.
Oh my gosh. I accidentally found myself on Bear Tracks.
Wait, is that why the jump is so beefy?
There you go. See what you did there?
Where's the
Yeah.
there we go.
I'm here all day. everybody.
I feel sorry for everybody because I think we all have all day.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. But Joe, going back to the N+1, tell me a little bit about N+1 because I know they have a lot of bikes here at SkyPark also. Does N+1, is it an online bike store?
Yeah. So Sean does online sales. I think he does a lot of online sales. He's one of the #1 resellers for Ibis. They sell Pivot, they sell Yeti, they sell a bunch of other stuff. But Sean's a really rad dude. And like I said, they've got a local shop in Louisville. I know how to pronounce it. It's Louisville, Kentucky.
Is that
and
the
I
Midwest
gotta get out there
saying?
next month. Actually, I got a ton of videos I want to shoot. One of the videos I want to shoot, if you guys have seen Austin Powers, right, the first one. So in Austin Powers, one of the scenes is when he gets a Swedish-made penis enlarger, and I want to shoot that scene, but with an e-bike. Like that sort of thing ain't my bag, baby. You know, like I'm buying an e-bike, but my friend doesn't know. Like I'm gonna figure this out. He's like, one book entitled e-bikes. This sort of thing is my bag, baby. I'm like, oh, that's not mine. You know, like one receipt for an e-bike. Come on.
Oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. Yeah, bikes are so fun. There's so many different types of them, and I know here at SkyPark, you guys have a lot of bikes too. What bikes are you guys running here out of the park?
We do quite a bit. I kind of pride ourselves on getting as many different manufacturers as we can.
Cool.
So when you can come to the park, you can demo really most of the things that you can think of. We've had to cut back. I mean, we've had to trim this business down with the economy, which is a bummer. So right now we usually run a pretty good fleet of Specialized, Santa Cruz, Mondraker, Giant. We had Kona in here, and we had Nuke Proof in here, and you guys, some of these companies
They're
have
no longer.
really been hit over the head, which is
Yeah.
a bummer. But we constantly trying to bring in some new folks. We just brought in our first couple of Cannondales. So that's a relationship that we'd like to try and build on. I think Cannondale's a good brand and they make a good quality bike. So, that's kind of what we're looking for is these premium bike manufacturers. And that's kind of who we cater to. So, so it's fun. So you can come up and demo bikes and try different things. And I'll take a risk. We brought Eminent in. They're a local California, bike company.
San Marcos,
So in fact, I'm still riding one. I don't know why I can't get rid of it. I love that thing. I was like, "What are you riding that thing? It's something like 6 years old." I'm like, "Yeah, but I love it."
Yes.
Intense. They were great. Intense was the first bike company to support us. It was really interesting when I started. I couldn't get a bike company. Nobody wanted to talk to me. They were like, "Hey, what do you mean you're Santa's Village, but you're a mountain bike park? This whole thing doesn't make sense. Is this a joke?"
That's exactly what they say about my channel, by the way. Anytime I ask a bike manufacturer for something like, what the hell are you? What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was great. But Jeff and Jen, the owners down there, they identified with what I was trying to do, and they were like, "Hey, yeah, we're gonna reach out and let's get you some bikes."
Sick.
And so, so I was a supporter of those guys because it was great that they were kind of our pioneers to
Love it.
help us get started.
Sounds
Yeah.
like maybe an N+1 SkyPark collaboration
Oh, yeah.
down the
That'd
line.
be sweet. That'd be
All
sweet.
Yeah, we love it.
Dang. So of all the bikes that you've ridden, obviously you like the Eminent, but is there one that is your go-to outside of that one, or is that the one?
Arrowhead's kind of an interest. We're in Lake Arrowhead, and in Arrowhead, I do a lot of riding outside the park as well. Arrowhead has some phenomenal riding, and it's aggressive. It's kind of like some of the stuff that Rads are doing in Laguna Beach, and guys in Whistler, and so I kind of need something with a bunch of movement to it and a lot of cushion. I'm also going to be 60, which I'm embarrassed to say, but
Dude,
life goes
look
on.
at Bill.
Man.
Bill looks good.
So I like the the 170
Yes,
travel.
yes.
So I'm a big fan of the Specialized Enduro, which some of these bikes are actually just getting hard to buy. Like I obviously I would have a good relationship with all these bike manufacturers, being a dealer and having the park, and I still can't get my hands on the bike of my dream. I look around for these bikes, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll get one for you, maybe next year." But you got to order these things now, in advance, and everything's just to get for dealers and for bike companies or bike shops. It's been a challenge. It's a lot different. We can't just on demand say, "Hey, I want these 3 models and these sizes. Ship them to me." It's a new world. And that part is a challenge for everybody. I'm just speaking for the whole industry. That's not just me, saying, "Hey, this is getting harder to manage."
Just hard to get them from the manufacturer itself. Does N+1 also have that, or do they have a bunch of bikes in?
That I don't know. That's definitely a Sean, but Sean's open to all kinds of stuff. So you just gotta I'm sure they would do what I don't know. I'm not that smart guy. They just send me some bikes every now and then, and we make it work. But I don't know if they actually do demo fleets or anything like that. But Sean's smart. He kind of is down to do whatever, I'm sure. How is I would think of so from the industry perspective, when it comes to that, I know that people are struggling, but to me, I feel like I'm seeing more people ride than ever. Are you guys seeing a lot of more traffic or less traffic or for the park?
Pretty consistent. I'm seeing less traffic in the theme park side of things. And if I've been doing the research and looking at other most theme parks are struggling. I mean, there's always Disney, but they've got a media source that always attract. They get princesses, and they have more attractions than just their park. There's a reason and a motivator to go there. So that's kind of the anomaly in all theme parks.
Yeah, of course.
But all the other theme parks, you can look at them, and all of their numbers are down.
Yeah.
And it's just a function of the economy. The riders, though, we still ride our bikes.
Yeah,
and so
that's what I mean.
We're still getting riders, and it's great to see. And my hope is that the next time we do get maybe a little push here on an economy, hope things start lifting up, we could really see some growth again in the industry, because we haven't had that growth ever since COVID. It's just weird.
And I would argue that it's not just theme parks. Of course, it's movie theaters and stuff too are feeling the burn. Everything is just it's all boils down to expendable income, and when people don't have as much of it, it's you just gotta cut fun, sometimes or whatever. So it's hopefully that all solves itself eventually. But it's movie theaters, they're down huge too.
Yeah, that's kind of funny you said that, because if you look statistically, what's done well in bad economies, booze.
Yeah,
Exactly. So I'm like, hey, how about a speakeasy?
Yes.
So basically, we took a reindeer room. The reindeer room was one of the first buildings built, and it housed the reindeer. And if you go in 1954, Santa's Village was in the Rose Parade with Santa with a live reindeer pulling the sleigh, and those reindeer eventually ended up here. This park opened in 1955, so we have this really unbelievable wood, just like the building we're in here, barn, and we turned it into a machine shop to build the park. And then it was kind of one thing led to the next, and the park for the most part doesn't really need a machine shop, at least on site anymore. So I was like, what am I going to do with this room? And we do weddings and all this other stuff at the park. And we thought, well, we could use a kind of a high-end upscale 1920s kind of prohibition bar, and let's try this model and see if it works. And it's been super successful. We only open it Friday and Saturday nights, but it's by reservation only, and you can check it out, reindeerroom.com, and just
Oh,
just
sick.
to check out the pictures. You look at it, and
man.
the reindeer room, it's cool.
I just
Joe-
envision a weekend inside of an Airstream for a couple days, riding every day, speakeasies every day. This is what I'm hearing in my life, and I feel like I need it in my life.
This is good.
Yeah,
this is good.
And fresh air. We're
Yep.
almost 6,000 feet, so in SoCal there is just a glimpse of fresh air left.
Yep.
Yes.
Dude, that was a crazy thing, by the way. I just got back from Ecuador, and Ecuador, that's the town of Quito that we were in, is about 8,000 feet. Like, so then when we were going up to higher elevations, like the Cotopaxi region, it was like 11,000 feet at our hotel that we were at, and then going up even higher to like hike and ride. So it was like, that was like, even just stepping upstairs, I was winded. It was like crazy. So, yeah.
Yeah, you feel it.
Was that
Yep.
trip pretty? Was that trip pretty cool? Was that
Oh,
work
yeah.
or was that fun or was it both?
Yeah, it was epic. It was epic. So literally the company was called Epic Productions and Destinations, and so I don't know if you guys know who Squirrely Dave is. He runs Go Nuts Racing, and he does a race series in the South. I guess he's from Georgia and stuff, but they do like, there's a bunch of bike parks over there on that side of the world, and he runs a race series. So this company, Epic Productions, Cecilia and her crew, they would bring international racers to come run the races because it's just a good vibe. Like, Dave is a super charismatic guy, and the races are super fun. I've never run one, but I've seen footage. I know who he was. So anyways, they were planning this trip to Ecuador because the plan was to take some of the Go Nuts races and bring them to like Ecuador and Peru and some of these other places, because a lot of these international racers would come to the U.S., run the races. And so they're like, let's bring the races to them. And so it'd be a cool opportunity. It was really like we were out there to kind of like get the lay of the land, ride some of the trails that their races would take place on and understand it. And then she ended up wrapping in like whitewater rafting through the Amazon and horseback riding in the Cotopaxi region. So we were doing all kinds of stuff out there. It was pretty nuts. And so, yeah, we were just doing everything we could,
Horseback.
like kayaking, and it was a rad time.
And the food looked good. There was look
it
at
was
all
great.
that.
Like most places where you go, it's just really fresh food. And we got a chance to go to the dense jungles. We got a chance to go to the high mountains, and it was like a little bit of everything. So it was a great trip.
Have you been out to Ecuador, Bill, for riding?
I was in Ecuador this last year on a boat, but I didn't get off. I got off the boat on some islands. I'm kind of an avid surfer, so
Sick.
Nice.
I'll kind of chase the wave, if you will.
Nice.
And,
Side note,
got
like,
down to
I know-
Bend, didn't get down into the cities.
Bill, I know you said you're 60. It was funny because there's this guy, Diego, that we ran into. He was 62, and he was the one responsible for the Pincha bike park that we rode. So it was like, he took us on a tour. We all had e-bikes and stuff, and it was the craziest park, like way more intense and extreme than I would have thought. Like, we were in the parking lot of like this, it looked like a little school or something, and then people were showing up with like full face and chest guards and stuff. I'm like, what are we about to get into in here? And it was like, they had full on road gap stuff. They had like gnarly drops. It was insane. I was like, what the hell? Like, I didn't understand the riding scene out there, and it's definitely a vibe, man. It was cool. And so Diego's like, he's 62, he's ripping up, and we're following him up and following him down the trails. And so like, age is nothing anymore, it seems like. And he was a great guy. It was so fun.
I think that is one of the cool things about mountain biking is it does keep you young. Like, it is something, endurance is a sport that really works well as you get older, right?
Yeah.
And yes, I feel it. I do feel it. And I guess the thing I probably feel the most is just the fear factor. Like, when I was young, I was just fearless, chucking myself off stuff, and as you get older, you just get smarter, so but I do like that about it. It's kind of a timeless sport, It's great. Everybody can
I'd
do
agree.
it.
Yeah, because you can always scale it down if you don't want to go as dangerous, and it's still just as fun. It's like, and there any number of ways you can enjoy a bike. It's not just jumps. It's not just rock rolls. It's not just like, there's every way is right, but there's no wrong answer, right? Like, you could do anything on a bike and just have a blast. So it's funny, and I've talked about this before. It's kind of circular in the sense that, like, when you're a kid, your bike, when it's given to you, is your first ticket to freedom. Like, at least when we were kids, like when you got your bike, you could go ride to your friend's house, and it was all of a sudden like you had your own level of freedom in your life. And then as you grow older, you get a car, which is your next step. Then you get a job, and you kind of regress. Like, you get, like, at least what I did, I ended up in an office job, and so I was like stuck in an office, and you go home and you get in this routine, and then all of a sudden, like, when I got a mountain bike, it started the circle all over again. Like, I was a kid again. I got a bike, and I fell back in love with the outdoors, and it really brought me back to now I'm just screwing around all the time. That's what I do for a living now. And so, like, it kind of like this circular thing that happened. It's like, man, I'm back to being a kid again, and I'm 42. So it's like, I feel like I'm just getting started,
Such a good feeling. I love that feeling. Kim is a transplant from the Midwest out here, and she's been jumping on the bike. I mean, she bikes a lot, but
Yeah.
how are you feeling on the trails out here? You feeling like a kid again?
I mean, I'm a kid on all trails.
Yeah.
But to say bringing back the kids, bringing back people who may think that they're old but they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
Bill
nice
looks
thing
like
with,
he's 40.
with SkyPark is these trails, family place. You got little kids, you got big kids, you got old kids. Everyone can be riding these trails, and that's what I'm really liking too. Is that it's encompassing everyone out here and all skill levels. It's a great family place. You can bring the whole family, not just on the trails, but for entertainment in the park as well. So, you can turn these green trails out here into really spicy, fun trails. Like, in the Midwest, I would look at like my green trails and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do that. Like, that's going to be boring. It's like pavement through the woods. And out here, I'm like, oh, you got side hits. Like, you can go fast. Like, this is really fun and different. So that's another great pitch for if you haven't been to SkyPark and you're worried like, oh, well, I've got little ones or I've got beginners and, we don't want to mesh the beginners with the intermediates or, the little bit steps up. Everyone can find something to do out here on the SkyPark trips.
I think that's such a great point. Yeah, it's like having something for everybody, and it's like having a place that that you can bring anybody to, and there's something for every skill level is like such a big deal, man. I think, of course, like the more advanced you get, like you kind of like brush apart that side of things, and like it's important to remember that there are people starting out still, and it's like you want to give them a good experience to get them into the sport. You don't want to just kill them day one. Although, I'm Mark. I heard he just takes people on like double blacks like all the time. Yeah, so.
Right. Yeah. And we put it was important to me to put a bike school in too. So if you are new to the sport, you're like, hey, I just want some pointers. It's amazing what you get out of just an hour or so with a good skilled rider when they can look at your body positioning and help you out. You leave that experience just an absolute better rider.
Yeah.
And it's super for, you can throw the kids in there, you can do it yourself, but it's, how do you make, this is a challenge. It's still a challenge for us. How do you bring the awareness that a bike park can be a fun place to ride, not this harrowing experience? A lot of people are on gravel bikes. A lot of people are on road bikes. That customer base is huge, and it's not interested in dropping the front end of their bike off of a cliff, right? I mean, so and I get that. So it's like, hey, how do we make that work? And so that's really what I'm after, is trying to design a bike park that can be there for you as a beginner, introduce you to the sport, have a good time with it, and bring the bike. But at the same time, hey, if you're the hardcore rider and you want to go, come down our jump line or something like that, well,
I want to drop my front tire.
Yes,
that's
the
my
best
first
way to
time
do it.
out here. All the wood features I thought would drop, so I was just sending them all.
Yes.
So you can really turn those trails into
and that's something that I've had a hard time to. Also, everything at SkyPark is rollable. And that's not the case with most mountain bike parks. If you have to slam on your brakes and you're worried, all of a sudden you freak out. Well, it's not something that's going to pitch you over the front of the bike. So that's been a design element that I've really stayed really true to, and I will continue to. I'll give you your hit, but for that person that gets near the top of that hit and has to slam on the brakes and is freaked out, you can just roll it and you can get through the feature. So
it's actually something I talked about when I was out in Whistler, and it was like, trying to get the point across to people that like bike parks, again, they're generally promoted from us and everybody that's like, oh, check out all this gnarly stuff. But realistically, like there is something for most beginners and things like that too. And so it's like, you can still go out there. Like Whistler's a good example. Your place is a good example where it's like, I know we do because as we get evolved as riders, we're like, oh, the gnarlier, but it's like, don't forget that there are still people that you can come out here and have an amazing time. And it's like, don't be intimidated, because bike park now it's almost intimidating because of so many people showing all the crazy stuff everyone does at bike parks. But you're like, there's plenty of not crazy stuff,
Yeah. Somebody said one of the bike parks, they're like, I don't like going to this particular bike park because the whole day I'm trying to avoid going to the ER.
Right. And I must say, I've been riding this park for a long time, and I've never had to get bandaged up or anything else. You just gotta have a level head and you'll be okay. Try and stay away from that. We do have all the emergency services here. We have EMTs full time, and we have a heliport across the street. And we're just thankful that we're not using it all the time. It's
Yeah.
great,
That is nice.
Yeah.
That is very nice.
That's the only job I want to pay somebody for not doing anything.
Yep.
There is a potential, I think, build down the line. There's this. We're way up on top of this hill, and there's like every time I drive up here, I'm like eyeing like critter trails as they're going down. Would there ever be a trail going down to the bottom? Do you think?
Whoa,
'Cause that
that'd be a
helipad-
long run too, man.
Hello
Woo!
pad could be a shuttle and a half.
Gap jumps across the road and everything.
Yeah, so it's there. It's put in. We are a function of emergency services. So when we have big wildfires and that kind of thing, they use the park for staging with the heliport, and we have a great asset really for the community. We're a great asset because they can use us for all of these different kind of defense things. For little disasters, we had Snowmageddon, 15 feet of snow. A couple years ago. We've gone through some crazy stuff. We housed the entire gas company and the helicopters and all that stuff for that event. But when the fire came, they brought a bunch of dozers in, and so I was like, "Hey, you guys can take your dozers if you want off the campground." And they needed to cut a fire break, and so they cut a fire break from the top of our mountain all the way down to the Inland Empire to the bottom of the hill. So there is a fire break. Then Brandon and I and Mike,
Brando,
and Brian, we all freaking got on our bikes and we
No
rode it.
way!
Yeah,
Hell
and
yeah!
It's aggressive.
Oh.
It is super. It's so steep that your hands are screaming at you, your brakes are screaming at you, and it's gnarly. So
Wow.
we're trying to figure out. Now that's all on U.S. Forest Service property. You leave our property for the first, I don't know, maybe half a mile of it or so is on our property, and then bang, then you hit National Forest, and you take National Forest all the way down. So we have to get a little relationship probably with them and try to figure out, hey, can we access this and do it downhill?
Oh my
Or do
gosh.
something.
Hey, National Service.
Yeah, I know. But I, as far as I'm aware, wrong. I mean, it is a trail that's cut in. It's they call it the Dozer Line, and it was put in probably in the 70s originally on another fire, and so it's on their maps. And so when that fire came, they blew that trail. And the thing that's interesting is we're so used to hand cutting our trails. Like we're shovels and picks, and we don't even really use machinery. Like we really are hands on. We like small single tracks and tight stuff. This thing's built with these giant dozers. So when you hit like a water bar, I don't know if everybody knows what a water bar is. If water goes down a trail, you've got to cut a diagonal line for the water to shoot off the trail. Otherwise, all water will just stay on the trail.
We call that a jump.
Yes, we call that a jump. We call that gymnastics because it's a front flip, man.
Yeah.
You hit these things that these dozers made, and it's like, wow, these things they just eat the front end of your bike.
Yeah.
So there needs to be a little manicuring that goes on, but anybody that wants to come up and go for it, go for it. And you have your buddy at the bottom with the car, and it's about a 20 minute drive, or 22-minute drive or something like that, probably from the park to the bottom of that trail. And it would be maybe 4,800 feet, maybe of elevation descent, something like that.
Holy cow!
Yeah, pretty
My
significant.
gosh!
So it's fun. So it does have a future. We've been so busy focusing on the park that we had originally. That was part of the master plan for the park, was to actually do that and do a world-class event with this monster downhill from the park. We just back and try and get there, but I think there's a good future for a lot of great events that the park has potential for that we haven't tapped into.
Colorado, I hear a new a video that we got to do. Speakeasy, riding these trails and ending the day all the way at the bottom of the hill, then jumping in the surf.
Yep,
Yeah,
you got to
just
surf.
like,
Yeah.
And the other thing that's cool is the top of the trail is our heliport, and there's that heliport at the bottom of the trail.
Oh,
So
shuttle!
you could kind
helicopter?
of do a shuttle service. Would be sweet. You just load them in and do a couple of laps.
Dude.
So there's some fun potential.
Oh, that video would go viral.
Yeah.
We just have to have CaliradoKid like produce it.
I could bring my own. I could bring my own chopper out there too. I mean, so I've got a private plane and a chopper now that I'm full time because I'm making so much money that.
Good for you. Good for you. I had one. They impounded it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I decided to do a bike park.
I forgot to mention they're made of Legos.
Right.
I got close. I had a Tesla, but I didn't pay the bill, and it drove itself to the lot.
Oh my god, yeah, exactly. That's pretty. That would be funny if they actually did that.
Right.
Man, I was looking. Side note, I was looking at like new cars because mine's old and stuff. It's like from 2007, still chugging along. Tacoma, 200,000 miles plus, running like a dream. I've been doing all the maintenance myself and stuff. I'm like, what would it look like if I bought a new car, dude? It's just never gonna happen. I'm like, I can't even imagine ever having like $1,000 car payment or something. Like, holy crap, man. I was like looking at 4Runners and stuff. I'm like, there's not a chance. Like, there's just no way. Like, I don't want a car payment at all. Like, at all. I don't know why I decided to talk about that now, but there we are. All right. Anyways.
That's okay.
I don't know.
And that's why we bike.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I'm like Mark. I have a Tesla, and I was following somebody home the other day, and a freaking deer jumps off the side of the road right into my car.
Oh
So
no.
my car's in the shop for a couple of weeks.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh,
dear.
Oh dear.
Holy cow! Which car do you have? Which
I have
Tesla?
that Model 3.
Yeah.
I need a 4-wheel drive because of the mountain. So for me, that was a perfect little car.
All-wheel drive?
It's just the only bummer is there's no clearance on them. So if you get
Sounds like you
little
need a
bit of
Ford
snow-
Lightning or a Cybertruck.
Yeah, there you go. I need that range though. I like how far it goes. I'm
Yeah.
a bit paranoid that I can't go far enough.
Yeah,
Right?
that all-wheel drive long range is like 300 plus miles.
Yeah, I like it. It's been a good car.
Yeah.
And we have, we're also an eco park, which is super cool. So we just installed 31 EV chargers. They just
Sick.
heated them up yesterday.
I saw that when we pulled in.
Yeah, so we just put those all out front, and then we
Sweet.
have 70 high output solar panels that were installed on the campground rooftop of that bathroom facility.
Oh,
And so we
nice.
create kind of our own power, which is super cool. So we're like this full eco park. So I actually kind of get power from my car for free because I
That's
just come
awesome.
in or
Sick.
plug in. I don't know. So I'm
Sick.
saving that. So yeah.
What color is your Tesla? If it's the same as mine, I'll just swoop in real quick.
Right.
This is Bill's car.
Right. It's black and it has fur and red stripes on it.
I was gonna
damn.
say it's a shame it's not powered by deer blood.
Yeah, and a horn, and there's a horn sticking out of the front of it.
That's the horniest Tesla I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
Man,
It is a horny Tesla. Right.
That's
Right.
man,
Yeah.
dang it. Oh my gosh. This has been a fun podcast. Bill, thank you for jumping in.
Yeah. Thanks for
Colorado
having me.
Kid, thank you so much for jumping on.
Absolutely.
Folks in the audience that are listening, and Joey's over there doing his tech stuff.
No, I'm making sure we get
Oh.
check out the reindeer. room.
Oh, yeah, look
we
at
gotta
that.
close this out on the reindeer room. This is the reindeer room, ladies and gentlemen. For the folks that are listening in on iTunes and Spotify, you
Dude.
gotta jump over to the YouTube and see this, or jump
Sick.
onto the reindeerroom.com. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reindeerroom.com. Look at that thing's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It's spectacular. It's the coolest bar.
Yes.
That's nice.
Joe, can we film a reel in there?
Dude,
you
hell
think
yeah,
that'd
we
be
could.
a great one?
You know what? I had a funny idea for one, and like I didn't get a chance to film it at Whistler, but the premise is like day one at Whistler, there's the different stages of like the days, and then the first guy comes in like, oh, I'll have a light beer. Then the 3 days at Whistler, like that could be something that you film there. It's like, just give me the goddamn bottle. That's like 7 days at
By the
SkyPark.
end.
It'd be like day 1 at the bike park, day 3 at the bike park, and day 5 or whatever. And they're like, yeah, day 1's like, yeah, give me a nice lager or something. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then day 3 is like, yeah, I need a stiff drink. And then before, just give me the goddamn bottle. Just like beat to hell.
Got to get a Red Bull vodka in there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly,
Right?
exactly.
I think all the riding and then showing up in formal attire with all of our bandages and
That'd be good.
blooding and
Yeah.
Oh, that
It's
would be a
great.
good one.
It is great.
Yeah.
It's funny too because there is a dress code, and so it
Yeah.
does shake off a lot of the mountain bikers because they want to go in there.
Yep.
But as you guys know, we have another bar. We have the Pedal Pub, which is specifically
That place is great.
Yeah, for the rider.
Yeah.
And right where the trail ends, you can get yourself a cold beer. Because that was the most important thing, right?
When
That's
the
a good
when the
one.
bar when the bar
love
has a
that
dress code, but you're still a mountain biker. That's like the title
That's
of the
right.
video. And you walk in and like just blood dripping. Like, is that you bleeding or me? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that what?
Yeah. Is
I'm gonna
that
make notes of
Band-Aid
these real
Gucci?
quick so I can remember.
That's right.
We gotta film that. That's great. That's
Yeah,
epic.
I'll make a
That's
few notes here.
That's a good one. Oh my gosh. In closing, Bill, and then Colorado Kid, let the folks know some of the things you'd like to tell them about the park.
Just come. Come have you'd be stoked you came. I have never met anybody that's come to the park and like, oh, that was a disappointing experience. I mean, everybody that's come is blown away. They walk in, it's cleaner than Disneyland. I mean, it is immaculate.
Yes.
It's great food. It's close to everywhere. It's Southern California, and it's worth the trip. And it's neat because of the internet. You know, people are seeing us in Europe, people are seeing us in Australia and these different continents, and they're traveling to go to Disneyland, and their mountain bikers like, you know what, we need to go to the SkyPark place. So we actually get quite a few foreigners, which is super cool. But yeah, I think the message out there is, you know, hey, support your local community, whatever's going on. And when you can break out, come support my little community and come check out SkyPark, and you won't be disappointed. You'll have fun.
I love it. And then also, fun fact, some of these movies that we all watch have been filmed out here. So if you also want to come out and see the spot, some of the movies that you have, there was a casting call that I was like, oh, I should go for that one. You know, it was like SkyPark is the location.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, we do some shoots for movies, commercials. There's a cool little Chevrolet commercial that's running right now that's all filmed at SkyPark, and it's fun I don't know, it's fun exposure. It's fun to see your place. You know,
Yeah.
I'd say, oh, it's fun to see your place on TV, but nobody watches TV anymore. It's like, I'm dating myself.
Hey, Colorado Kid, in closing, let the folks know kind of what's new on your side of the woods and what they can tune in for.
Yeah, so I started an OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding.
Mustache only.
Nah, normal stuff, man. Just people supporting, watching the videos, liking, commenting. That's the biggest thing you could do. And then, like I said, I'm hosting a class at REI next weekend. We're going to be doing the beginner's guide to mountain biking. So I'm running a 2-hour class out there. We're going to cover all kinds of topics from, you know, how to pick the right bike, to what to pack on a ride, to how to find out where to ride, to basic trail maintenance on the bike, like in case something goes wrong, just kind of a basic overview. And so that's going to be pretty fun. We're going to be hosting that at REI on September 20th, 11 to 1 p.m. And it is a free class. So, you know, hopefully people come check it out in the area. And, you know, if it's successful, maybe we do more of those across the country. I did a creator workshop at the Bentonville Bike Fest, which was pretty successful. Like, we just basically did a content creator workshop, and it was like, you know, showing them my process, what I do, how I do it. And actually the process was like, I had a concept for a video, and then everybody that was in the class, we got together that morning and we just kind of like, I was like, here's the concept. Let's make it better. So we got everybody in the class to kind of give their ideas on how to do it. And like, then we filmed it. I showed them a rough cut of the edit. And then we did lots of Q&A stuff with like brand sponsorship stuff. It was a really cool class. And maybe we do something like that in the future too. Luckily, the video like did like 500,000 plus views across multiple platforms, so it didn't like tank, because that would have been embarrassing if I made a content creator video and it sucked. But no, it did well, so it was fun. It was fun. So yeah.
I know. I thought that was funny because I was looking you up, and there was like 6 or 7 Colorado kids now.
The sons of bitches. Yeah, no. Stealing my likeness. Well, I'm across different platforms, but luckily on YouTube and stuff, it comes up pretty good. I think it passed like 200 and something thousand subscribers on YouTube. I'm over like 140 something thousand on IG and stuff. And so now it's like, it's pretty obvious it's me. The people repost my videos all over the place. There's nothing really you could do about it. But yeah, it's hundreds of millions of views later. It's been a wild ride. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I love it. I love it. I love your content. Big fan, and I'm glad that I can call you my friend.
Yeah, buddy.
Millions of views later, Colorado Kid, and millions of riders later, Bill here at SkyPark. Folks, we will see you guys back here in the studio in a little bit. We got some BMX and some trials going on today out here at Bike Fest live. We'll see you guys all on the next one.
Cheers.
Bye.